start again. So I know that obviously quite a few may already have business groups, business pages, and you could have both, because you could have like a business group that is a little bit more business minded. Obviously, I know that some of you don't just do Vitae, and that's okay. Our compensation plan allows us to work with other companies. As you know, that was one of the first things that I actually checked. And so you have other things. And then also, you could have a page where you're trying to build up a customer base. Now, I know a lot of you on this call has done all this, so please, I don't mind if you drop off or anything like that. All I'm trying to do is just generally help people on recruitment. Now, first of all, I'm going to go through that we have got a promotion. And our promotion is the fact, it's a recruitment promotion, and it's been set by Jane and Angie for all their downlines, but they didn't really want us on it because we're doing okay. So what the promotion is, if you enroll one person, one team member on your right, one team member on your left, on the third person that you enroll, your upline will give you a box of coffee or a box of capsules. So I'll go through it again. So if Ruth Cassidy on this call, who's on my front line, recruited Fred on her right leg and George on the left, and Gertrude was the third one, I would owe Ruth a box of coffee or a box of capsules. And that's 3 new team members to our business. Okay. Ruth would obviously benefit from the capsules and the coffee, and also 3 lots of first order bonuses and 3 new team members that she can work with. If that is done in a multiple, so you do 6 or you do 9 before this time, well, before yesterday, before next week, before the 20th, then I would owe, if it was 6, I would owe 2 boxes of coffee or capsules. If it was 9, it'd be 3 boxes of coffee or capsules. The person who does the most recruiting in that 7 days will, from Angie and Jane, get 3 boxes of coffee and 3 boxes of capsules on top of what your direct upline is giving you as well. And the promotion is called SOS 7. So it's Secret of Success in 7 days. So that is what we're going to be doing, and that's what we're promoting this week. I think it's a lovely promotion. I think it's a fantastic promotion because everybody's winning there, aren't they? You've got more people coming into your team, and that's benefiting uplines, downlines, and everything. So that is the promotion. So because of that, I thought, well, we'll go through recruitment a little bit, because I do think that some people find recruitment. Some people just find it, and some people find it a little bit more difficult. And I want to help those people that find it a little bit more difficult. So obviously what we have to do first off is you're building relationships with people. So you are obviously building, just seeing if anyone's not muted because I can hear some background noise. There we go. I think that's it, isn't it? Mute there. Okay. No, there's some more. There we go. So let's look at how we can make an awareness, how we can make people see what we're doing, how we can build up a customer base. It doesn't have to be all through social media. You know, some of us don't do social media and still doing extremely well with this business. All it is about talking and sharing. Okay? So you, like we say all the time, it's people you know and the people they know. And if you are taking this coffee, you're going to be on top form. So you will be benefiting from weight loss, which people see. And I have a terrible way personally, if someone says, oh, you look slimmer, I've had to teach myself to say thank you. And that's through a lot of self-improvement, self-empowerment, because I would normally say, yeah, but I've still got 4 pounds to lose, I've still got 7 pounds to lose, and I'd always throw a negative back. But now I'm trying to even change that to say, it's because of my coffee. So I'm trying to change that now, so I don't just say thank you, I say thank you, it's because of my coffee. And if people comment on just maybe someone last week thought I was 37. It weren't the fact they're in a different country, I'd have kissed them. So if anybody comments on just healthy looking or anything like that, then I just say, because of my coffee. Okay, so there's different ways you can bring it into conversations, and I think obviously people might think, well, she sounds different, or she's acting different, or she seems happier and more vibrant and more bubbly. It's down to our coffee. Okay, so you can bring it into there. People will always, if you're making contact, making interaction, they'll always say, oh, what do you do? What are you up to? Obviously, I would have said, I'm a beauty therapist, or I have a beauty salon. And now I say I sell weight loss coffee. And obviously the story goes from there. The lady who took my money at the bank for the salon this morning asked me my business card, so I had to slip it underneath the counter for her. So there are different ways how you can bring it in. Obviously, we've got all the ways where you just shout to people. What I did was I messaged people, text people, contacted people, and I just said, can I ask a favour? Nobody's going to turn around to you and say, no, you can't. And I think what we have to remember is you're actually an independent business owner and you're setting up a business here. So you have to think of, obviously, you've got to put a monetary value in there as classed as a consumable, but that you're not going to see back until for a few weeks or a couple of months. Because there's no way you could set up a business for as little as what you could set up a muscle marketing business. No way could you set up a traditional business. So I always think that a certain percentage of the coffee I get is going back out. And that's what you need to do. And I think if you was ordering 5 boxes, you'd have, if I was ordering, okay, can you, sorry, a message just come through privately. Can you PM me, please? And I'll chat to you about that. Yeah, out of 5 boxes, I'd keep a box myself initially, and I would get the rest of it out there. And obviously now we've got our 3-stick pack that is perfect because all the information's on there for us, so it's all safe for us to send that out. And I would see that as a cost into my business because you are classed as self-employed, so you do need to be registered with your local, HMRC, and therefore I would just see that's part of my game plan, because the more coffee you get out there, the more people are going to respond to it. And I also tell you what they do in America, they give it as a gift. They actually gift it out. They'd actually say, would you like this gift? You can see it's paying it forward because it's going to help people feel better, but I just ask people for a favour. And I then said, look, obviously I'm in a different situation now. So the story was I found out the truth about the coffee company, and I have decided to go with the original coffee that I first signed up with, which is just phenomenal. And I would like you to try it for me and give me your honest opinion and give me a testimonial, just like I did with a few people on this call. And they all go, yeah, that's fine, not a problem. So you either send it to them, which it costs very little for those 3 sticks. And if it was somebody who I knew would be very interested in the business, you can actually get 5 sticks in there. I don't know whether you've tried, but you can get 5 sticks in. I would send them 5. I would wait for a couple of days afterwards, so day 4 or 5, so that they haven't had any coffee in the system, and then I would contact them and say, well, how do you feel today compared to how you felt a few days ago? I know within 40 minutes I've had this coffee, sometimes less period of time. I know I'm not a coffee drinker, so I'm not used to kind of a caffeine stimulant, but I know straight away. And I feel the benefits all day and well into the evening. So that is your first way where you can actually contact. That's obviously your red hot market. That's people you know well. Contacting people, obviously, through your messenger, through your Facebook, through WhatsApp, any other way, Instagram, anything else, would be a little bit of a warmer market. And same again, I would do the same thing. You're wanting to build up testimonials for your own personal page, which is what we're going to go on to. So even if people message back and go, oh, day 3 and I've lost £3, or I've only lost £1, but I feel so much better, or I've had to share the coffee with my husband because he could see the difference after the first day. All these different situations, they're all what you could use with their permission on your business page. Okay, so that's what you're doing. When you're just starting off in a business, you're building up that background, you're building up that story. What you can do yourselves is do a blog. So you could actually do a blog where you're just doing a little message every morning where you go, day 2 on my coffee, or day 2 of my business. You can say how your coffee's been. You can see that you can just make a comment of, or you could do it in the evening, how you felt that day, how many people have shown interest, that you're loving waking up seeing these messages in the morning. And so you're actually building up where people are attracting to you and connecting with you as a person and bonding with you as a person. And everybody has different people that they bond with. So if you think of two opposites, if you think, I know Luann's popped out tonight, but if you think of two opposites of Luann and I, we are completely polar opposites. But I think that's why we work well together and we connect well. Obviously, Luann's very out there, very loud, very bubbly, very vivacious, whereas I'm quiet and reserved, and I will talk to anybody and tell anybody anything, but I'm not forthcoming like that. So you have to, so that means some people will connect better with Luann because they like that sort of character and personality, and some people connect better with me. Same as Louise and I. If you think Louise, we've got the same mum and dad, completely different characters, personalities, completely. So some clients would prefer Louise's character and personality, and some people prefer mine. Okay, so don't be upset if you're actually chatting to someone that sign up with somebody else. It's just somebody that they feel that they can work with more, or they've just created a connection. They might have worked with things previously. They might have had different conversations in the past as well. Don't take it personal. Move on. Okay, because obviously you're always going to have that in this business. It's just a negative of this business. So we've discussed kind of general warm markets, hot markets. You've got to really, really think of that list. You know, everybody says to you, do a contact list. So your contact list, you need to have your different categories on that contact list. You need to have people that you know. And if you just think of how many numbers you've got in your phone, and prior to coming into network marketing, I never put a friend request in because I thought, well, if they want me, they can contact me. Because I was just too shy and just too reserved to do anything like that. So I thought, what if they refused it? I'd be mortified. So I would just kind of ask them, you know, they could just contact me. So I think I had a couple of hundred, if that, and I think now I've got 4,600. So the other thing is what we're kind of what people kind of obviously advocate in multi-level marketing is actually building up that base. So in companies I've been in the past, they literally put 100 friend requests in every night, and every time someone connects the next morning, the link's gone. No conversation, no build-up of conversation or anything like that. So that's the same, again, not something that's personal to me. I couldn't do that. Also, I've been told to connect with people, say, I like the shoes, I like your dress. I can't do that. I'm 47. You know, I'll be done for paedophilia for saying to somebody, I love your gold dress that you had on Saturday night, love. It was gorgeous. I can't do that neither. So I can only connect what's comfortable with me, and that would be on more of a business connection of how are you, what you're doing, you know, what business are you in, that sort of thing, what work do you do. So when you think of your contact list, you've got to think of all your family. And you've got to think of more distance family. You've got to think of people that you might not have seen that much. They're not so much in your life, aunties, uncles, cousins, and then also their connections. You know, if they may know of people. And also you've got to remember to say that, okay, well, thank you very much if you're not into yourself, but if you know of anybody who would like to have a coffee in their life that would replace so many aspects and help them greatly, then just let me know where I am. You know, send them details. So you've got all friends, you've got all your family, you've got all people that you might have been connected in any form of business-wise. So any form of work that you've done, any form of training, college, university, all the jobs that you've had, even just businesses as in locally, like I was in the bank today. You've got your shop owners, you've got your shop assistants that you probably have a relationship with and you know them well. You've got, gosh, how many people do we deal with? Milkman. There's so many people that we actually come into contact that will benefit. We know so many people benefit from this coffee. That's why I love it. We haven't got 250 products that we've got to learn everything about. We've got a coffee that you need to add water to. As simple as that. We haven't got an abundance of protein shakes, milkshakes and tablets that cost a fortune, and you have to try and fit them all into your life, and you actually work out you're taking more calories in than what you would have done if you weren't on them. We've got coffee. The second best-selling consumable beverage from water, and the best business commodity from behind oil. We're in the coffee business. Never thought in a million years I'd be in the coffee business, but I'm in the coffee business and I love it. I love it so much. And then obviously, like I've just said, your community. So if you do any hobbies, any crafts, any classes that you go to, if you've got children that do, then obviously you've got all that connection of people there as well. And then you can also, as your confidence builds, you can have a stall, or you can go to a craft fair, you can do the school fairs, you can do all the autumn ones and the Christmas ones, and you can build up connections and obviously take the coffee to that. One thing that I am going to look into when things are calm a little bit, or whether one of my leaders can look into it, is data protection. I do know somebody who's quite red hot on data protection, because obviously if you're taking people's details, you need to be wary of data protection and how you need to store those. So you just need to be obviously cautious of that. But you could be at your local kids soft play area and have a table in the corner. If you have those balloons that are all like helium based and lollipops, the kids will be straight over, and just say, well, I can't give you one without parents' consent, bring your mum and dad with you. You could have a raffle where you could give out a free box or 2 weeks, collate their information, following the Data Protection Act 1974, so collate their information. And then obviously you will do a winner at the end of the session or that evening, but you've got a list of people who showed interest. So you could say to them, sorry you haven't won today, but could I send you a stick of coffee to try? Or sorry you haven't won today, but we do this coffee for 3 sticks for £7. We've got 7 sticks for £15. It's just building up that connection. You can say, could I add you to my Facebook group? You know, could I send you some information? It may be something you may be interested in yourself if you fancy being a distributor. So you've got that sort of thing going on there as well. So that's kind of obviously building up your contacts. The whole thing of adding, then it would be, hold on, so sorry. The whole thing of adding is you've just got to be careful of Facebook jail. So we tend to say around 30. Some people get away with 30 in the morning and 30 at night. And I don't know whether you've seen this. What I actually do, let me think, who am I doing it with recently? I actually have, which is, I think was very brave for me, really, really out my comfort zone, big time. I'll find it. I have a picture that if somebody puts in a friend request to me, then I have one picture, and if they put in, if I put a friend request in and they accept it, I have another one. Ah, there we go. So that is a picture that I've just got, and it says, thank you for accepting my friend request. It's great to make new connections. How are you today? So you're asking a question. So therefore, they tend to message back and go, I'm fine, how are you? And you can start building up a conversation from that. And then the other one, what word have I got on the other one? Thank you for your friend request. It's great to make new connections, that sort of thing. How are you today? Okay, so and so many people message me, go, oh my God, I've never seen that approach before. That's what, and I just was trying to just think a little bit out of the box, which is obviously what I was trying to do. But to actually put a picture on straight there was, it's not comfortable for me. I just send it. I just go on with it and just send it out. Yes, Kim, that was another thing about the raffles. So we'd have to think of a way around raffles. So someone's just put in the chat about the raffles. We'd need to think about a way around it so that I just said collating information and someone would win it. So I don't know whether that's different. Kim, message me about that and we'll chat about that later. So you've added your people, you're making connections, and all that's a full-time job as it is. What I was taught to do was do numbers game, and I wouldn't recommend it. It's awful, it's disheartening. And that was literally was somebody gave me a task of getting 10 no's in one day. So I had to cancel everything I was going to do because it was a proper task. And I just sent out messages, and obviously it was cold marketing, and they just sent. It was hard to get 10 no's because people don't open them. So I was going to the theatre at 7:30. I got my 9th one. I thought I got 10, and then she said you've actually sent the same message twice. So I was trying to, and I thought, what am I going to do? And it came in, because the signal goes when you go into theatre, and it came in. I rushed back out and I said, I've got my 10th. But it took me 8 hours of constant, all the time, constant messaging people to get 10 no's. Okay? When you do get a no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Bigger issues out there. If it's a no, it's just no. It's not a thank you. They might keep an eye on you. They might just watch things. And if you build up these relationships, you can just say, you know, you're in the coffee business and it's a healthy, I always say a healthy weight loss coffee. So then you're not kind of, people come back and go, okay, so you're saying I'm heavy. You're saying I've got a few pounds to lose. You just say it's healthy and it's got benefits of weight loss as well. And you just say, I've got a group, I've got a healthy weight loss group. Would you like to be part of the group? And you can see testimonials and see how people and members are developing on their journey. And then obviously it's their choice whether they do that or not. Okay, so going into a group or a page, it is quite simple to do. So Louise and I have one that we converted from one of the Perfect Harmony ones. So I'm going to change it all tonight if I can stay up, because I've got some more calls to do. If not, it might be Thursday. And we'll make you all aware of it. And I really, really do not mind if every one of you pinches my post every morning. I'm not bothered. The wording, the picture, I'm not bothered. What we will do, and what would be wiser to do at the moment, is in your frontline chat, is for all to share the link. So if you don't understand how to do that, then just ask someone, ask in the chat. And how it is you have your URL link at the top when you're actually in your Facebook page, and obviously you copy that, share it into your frontline group and say, would everybody, you know, mind commenting on my group? Because if we're all helping each other with the group posts, I know we help each other with timelines, and that's absolutely wonderful. But if we help each other with the group and the page posts, that same again is going to create more interaction. The more interaction you've got, it helps with the algorithms of Facebook, and therefore you're going to find more people are seeing those posts. When I was in Spain last week with my friend, she hated the whole thing. She hated the whole coffee thing, the Muslim marketing, she hated that on the phone, she hated everything. But she couldn't understand why she wasn't seeing all the posts that I did. And I says, well, you don't. She says, well, you're on my friend group. And I says, well, yeah, but I don't see 4,600 members of my posts every day. It's all to do with how regular you're posting. Okay, and it's all to do with what you're posting. At the moment, they're liking those messages in the colour blocks. They're not so bothered about pictures. The algorithms are not that fussed about pictures at the moment. And also, they do not like you sharing like from Instagram to Facebook. That's a big no. So I would just do them both separately. And it's same as groups as well. I personally would actually post on my timeline. And if it was the same thing I was going to put in my group, I would post it separately in my group and not share it. Okay, I am going to speak to my IT guy, the guy that works in my other part of my salon, to see if he'll come on and do some training for everybody on all things like that. So you can, like I say, you can do, when you go into the back part of your phone, and you can see on pages and on groups, it will just say how you can start your own. And it is so simple. And if anybody is struggling with it, I'm sure either myself or somebody else would do a live in our Facebook group chat and go through each step. And if people are struggling, I will do that. So if we was going to do a page and you click onto your page, which is just the little orange box with a white flag, it just says at the top, create page. So you press create page, it says get started. You name your page, so whatever name you want. I know we've all gone for coffee names, but obviously we are expanding on what we're doing, so that's why I'm going to rethink ours through. But it will all be obviously linked, won't it, to what we're doing. So you do your name, and then it will ask you for what criteria it is, and it will ask you, it's very simple questioning. Let me just see if I can try and go, so I'll just call it coffee. Let me see if I can try and go so far with it for you all. Next. Oh, sorry, I'm buffering. So what I would do is, on this page, you can be savvy, okay? On this page, you could do your little morning post. We've all got billions, haven't we, of posts about different days and coffee cups and all things like that. In fact, we ought to do a bank of those, didn't we, on our Facebook group chat, so that our group page, so we can share those. So you could do that first thing. And then I tend to find that chat's very busy around 10:30, 11, even in the 6 weeks holidays. So you may want to do a post then about somebody's testimonial, or a back then and now picture, or a picture of you having that coffee that morning, whether it was in the kitchen, whether you had it in a cafe like I did this morning, asked for a bottle of water and a cup of hot water. Or you could be outside in the garden. You could do that picture. Sorry, it's still buffering. And then obviously later on in the afternoon, you could just say how many jobs you've got done because of it, or how well you feel, or that your husband's commented that you're not Mardy. And then obviously at the evening you can do had a great day, or good night, and this, that and the other. So that's what you can actually do. And then what you want to do is obviously ask friends and family. I do really, really feel that friends and family are not supported with anybody in multi-level marketing. You may have seen on Louisa's post, she got a bashing last week in Tenerife and it broke her heart. I don't get it. At the end of the day, we're trying to better ourselves. We're trying to earn a living for our family. It's a job at the end of the day, and a lot of us are doing it alongside traditional businesses as well. I don't understand why there isn't help and support there. But if you know people well, you could just say, keep popping it. Can you do the comments? Obviously, share it with the teams on your front line first, and then obviously see how it grows. And then obviously these connections, you may just go back to somebody and say, you've had the coffee off me. I've started up a healthy well-being page. I'd love to add you. Would that be okay? And then start building up. And then what you can do is you could do a little promotion. Obviously, we don't sell our coffee cheaper. There is no need. This coffee is fantastic. We've only just launched 10 days ago in the States. We're not giving anything away. But you could do a promotion for the person. Gemma, don't. You're going to have me crying.
Sorry.
Oh, Gemma. That's fantastic. Is that all of them?
Bar one, bar Dawn, who's got the salon, she's going to have a think about it.
If she wants to talk to me privately, she can do. I couldn't really hear her tonight. So we've just done a call before this one with Gemma, and all 5 ladies are signing up. I've told you my emotions are high. I'm going to change that subject. So you could obviously then bring people in, and your own team or your upline will be in there to support you. So, and that's how you can build it up. And then you can also do the link and share it onto your timeline and just say, hi everyone, I've got this health and well-being page. I'd love you to jump on if you can. You can also, on choose a category, you can also sponsored pay ads as well, product and service. Why am I just buffering? You can do a sponsored ad. So that means it will hit a certain target, and you can clarify that target. So you could go from 18 to, we've got Marjorie. I've got to say 18 to 80, haven't I? Because we've got our Marjorie. got a big celebration when we come to launch for our Marjorie. Normally, before Marjorie was in my life, I had done 18 to 65. And obviously,
1 year and a bit to go yet.
Well, we're still celebrating this year, Marjorie. We're still celebrating, love. We'll do a bigger one next year. And then we've got, I would have also, obviously, I've always done sponsored for the salon, and that doesn't mean we don't treat men, but when you're looking at the majority of people you want, I would have aimed for women, but I have opened mine up for men and women at this. And then obviously you can key cities as well. So you can actually refine it, or you can open it up as much as you want. You can also do keywords. So you could have coffee, weight loss, slimming, healthy living, business, money, residual income, all those different things that you can do. Okay, and they can actually sponsor it. I'm still buffering. And that's how you would actually build up. But you do need to work at it. We've got to obviously work smart, not hard. I don't want it to be at the end of the day where you think, well, I don't think I've had a very productive day. I think it's, I've been busy, but so you need to kind of I actually set my alarm for 6, and with one eye open, I start with my social media and answering all my messages with just one eye, and then I might rest that one and I have that eye open. And then obviously from 7:30 when you've got children, that's your day full on. I mean, obviously mine's teenagers, so it's 7:30 for me. And then I'm at the salon for 9:15, and then, well, you all know how it is. I run home, don't I, at 9:15 at night. I run upstairs and I put the Zoom on, ready to do the Zoom calls. So it is just being smart and thinking it through, okay, and working together. We're working as a team. And like I said last night on the call, that the states are loving working with us. They really are, because we're easygoing, we're fun, we're friendly, we're nice, we don't kick off, we don't cause any fuss, we accept the situations, it's not the end of the world. We realise there's bigger issues out there. If our coffee's 2 days late, there's far worse situations than having coffee 2 days late. If our capsules are not here till the first day in September, so be it. If I have to bring them back myself, in my case, I'll leave my clothes in California and I'll bring the capsules back. So that's kind of how you are with the recruitment. So on that, if you can concentrate more on a customer base, and that customer then has had, we're on down to 3 minutes. So I am going to try and wrap this up, but if you want me to jump back on, we can do. If that customer is asking for coffee 2 or 3 times, you could then approach them and say, have you thought about distributing this yourself? Have you got friends and family who commented to how well you look and how you're feeling and things like that? Have you not thought about distributing it yourself? And we're finding we're getting a high turnover of customers that are actually becoming team members. Okay, so if you find the actual direct recruitment, something's a little bit too uncomfortable for you at the moment, then just build on your customer base and build it up from there. And that I'm here for Zoom calls for you. I'm here for 3-way calls. You can turn to your cross lines, down lines, up lines. We will all help. Because it's just nice to edify somebody else, and then obviously you can work together and they can go through the questions. Okay. Yes, I know you can actually pre-schedule adverts. Now, we used to do Hootsuite, and then same again, the algorithms of Facebook didn't like it. Facebook will always be changing their algorithms because they want you to pay for your advertising. So they'll always change things that make things awkward. But I do believe Hootsuite and probably Buffer as well is actually more, Facebook are more happier with that again now. But I'll ask Dave, my IT guy, and just kind of say what are Facebook happy with at the moment and what are they not. Okay, so we've got less than a minute. I'm going to open it up, see if there's any questions. So please unmute yourself if you've got any questions. And if it cuts off, we'll leave it as a recording now, but we'll jump back on. No questions. Are we all quiet this evening? I think I'm going to lose my voice by the end of today. No, we're all sorted. Have we all got Facebook pages, Facebook groups. We all know how to do it. We all know how to recruit. Is that okay? We've got thumbs up. Yeah. Have I wasted my evening? Have I wasted just 40 minutes of, was it all old news for you? Well, I hope that some of you have actually picked something up from that. I hope that some of you have found that beneficial. And we will have different people that will have a different slant to that. And as our business grows and we all get settled, that's what I want. I want people to come forward. I want people to say,